Hey gang, it's Will from Tested.
And it's Norm from Tested.
And today we're joined by Veronica Belmont, a longtime friend of Tested and co-host of Sword and Laser.
Yes, I'm the sword.
You're the
sword. And laser, yeah.
Okay. We are doing something that we started last month, or month before last, with one of your former cohorts, Patrick Norton.
Yes.
Lego with friends.
A full day of building Lego.
Well, for us. For them, it's a full week.
A full week for you guys.
A full week.
So this is the first episode of a week-long Lego build. It's available first episode for everyone today, but go to tested.com/membership if you want to sign up and watch the rest of the series. There's also another premium build we did last week, so check that out as well.
But before we go any further, we should probably select the Lego and start building. Okay. So we have 3 options to start.
I want to start off easy. When's the last time you built a Lego kit?
Gosh, probably not since I was a kid, honestly.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
it's something we found, like, you know, we have friends, Gary would champion the whole Lego thing.
Well, Gary is like a different level.
Right.
Yeah, he knows his Lego.
He's crazy, too. He has
I've
a
seen
room.
his collection,
It's a little obscene at this point. He's stopped.
Amazing.
He had to back away. Yeah, he had to back away.
Why? Because was it spilling out into other rooms?
Well, once he had a kid, he stopped ever building. So, you know, we'll get him on and we'll build some Lego with him.
When his daughter gets old enough, they can build together.
I don't know if they're going to let her. They might be like, hey, you can earn your own Lego.
Oh my goodness. No, of course they will. So a lot of people ask us, what's the best way to get back into Lego? And we recommend, everyone loves Star Wars. It's kind of expensive, the Star Wars kits. You pay a little premium because of the licensing fee. There's the Architecture series.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Those are really, really cool. And then also I chose a dragon here, just because I know you like, fantasy.
This is a
Mother
creator.
of Dragons. Yeah.
This is a creator set. It's really, these are cool because they're 3 bits. You can make 3 things.
Yeah, you can have to make a dragon.
Just to be clear, Lego, you can make anything you want out of any of them.
So there's different. So you can make a snake thing and a scorpion.
This one has plans for all 3.
Oh, wow.
So you can take it apart and put it back together another way. Like when people ask what they should get for their kids, I usually recommend these because they have them in all sorts of different genres. This is the fantasy one. They have like cars that turn into planes.
You get the most bang for your buck.
It's a good place to start. And then we have a snowspeeder because I think snowspeeders are cool.
As our guest today, which one would you like to build?
I'm definitely going to go with the dragon.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Thanks, Joey.
Is he not interested in the architecture kit?
No, it was off camera. So, Dragon.
All right.
Do you support Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe?
My goodness.
Or
I'm going snowspeeder.
You want the snowspeeder?
I'm going snowspeeder. Oh. Because I can project forward.
Ages 7 to 12. So if I can't do this, it's going to say a lot about my mental level.
The secret of Lego is that everyone can do Lego.
Everyone can do it? Okay.
Just don't try to glue it. That's frowned upon after the
You have a 12+ one, Will.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if there's an Abraham Lincoln minifig in here. That's what I want to know. Here,
don't spoil.
How do you
I have an X-Acto.
Okay.
Step 1.
Where's he?
Opening
the box.
Well, Veronica broke the X-Acto. This whole
I
thing's
did
over.
not.
Wow, the manuals for the architecture sets are fancy. I haven't done an architecture set
It's like
before.
the Arch Deluxe of Lego.
No, the McDLT.
Wait, how do you get this? Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. Where do I make the first cut? Where does the incision happen?
They're usually taped shut. This one's for.
The first step is getting the box open.
How many people? Here we go.
I love how we all have our
Zojirushi
like coffee mugs up here today.
Yeah, where did you find out about the Zojirushi? Did we tell you about the Zojirushi or?
No, Wirecutter, come on.
We told Wirecutter about
the
Zojirushi. Yeah.
All right.
I'm cited. I don't know how to open this one. I think you might have to just.
Wait, what? Let me see.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, we got it?
There's a label right there. It says, there's a thing right there. You punch it out
punch
there.
it in.
So your monitor opens over there, Veronica, so you can see what people see when we cut in on you. The Zojirushi, one of our engineers at Whiskey bought one off Amazon because it was highly reviewed. You're going to need that.
I'm going to need those instructions.
Yes.
Come to think of it.
He found it. He was like, "You guys should test this out. You should. It's amazing. You can put coffee in here and it's hot for like 2 days."
Literally.
Yeah.
Like I have done that. I have made coffee, forgotten about it, and then I come back to it the next day,
still
and it's still like really hot.
Yeah.
The best thing, I make coffee, or I drink tea. I don't drink coffee.
Oh.
And I make the tea the night before, and then next morning it has time to steep, and it's perfect.
Isn't it over steeping?
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Normally,
I would more tea, the better. The more leaves.
Right, I'm definitely going to do the dragon here.
No, so the Zojurushi. Well, let's take a moment and open all of our bags. Get the crinkling done.
Ooh.
Hey, folks at home.
Okay, so this is the dragon.
You're welcome. No, yeah. So when they were looking for hot coffee beverages at Wirecutter, I sent a note to Jackie and was like, "Hey, this is the one. I tested them. We did a series of tests with like 8 different thermal bottles where I did a thermometer and measured temperature every hour for 22 hours. Yeah." And the Zojurushi wasn't the winner, but it turns out they all will keep coffee warm for a long time. It all comes down to which has the best lid. And I like the way the Zojurushi lid works. It has yet to open in my bag, which is an important consideration.
I carry mine around in my purse, and it's usually in pretty good shape. I've
it
never
has
had
a
a
little
leak.
lock.
Yeah.
I have this one now. People ask about this. It's a wide neck, so see I use it for cold. I have a cold Zojurushi and a hot Zojurushi.
That's smart.
Well, because if you put ice water in the coffee one, it tastes like sad coffee. So, yeah.
Yeah, the only problem I've been having is that it's so hot for so long that I can't drink
2
it.
ice
Like I'll
cubes.
leave the
I do 2 ice cubes.
I just open the lid while I'm in the car.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I always forget to do that though, and then I'm like, ow, scalding, ow, still scalding.
And by the time it's safe to drink, you don't want it anymore because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
That is the first worldiest
The
of first
biggest
world
first world
problems.
problems ever.
Oh man,
Love
my
it.
thermal mug keeps my coffee so
hot and delicious.
I really got a bad burn. I'll show you a bad burn. I'm gonna do a little light knolling today. I'm not gonna do a heavy knoll.
So last time we chatted with you, Veronica, you came on. This is only a test. I believe it was after the conference,
Which
in
conference?
Oregon that Will went to.
Oh, XO.
XO, yeah.
That's right. So what's going on lately? Yesterday. So this is airing about 2 weeks after we film it. But yesterday you did something really cool.
I did. I hosted the red carpet for the season 5 premiere of Game of Thrones.
Which I bet by now
San
is
Francisco
already out.
premiere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
explain what that is.
So they did, HBO did a couple of different premieres. They did London, last year they did New York and London, and the year before that they did a San Francisco. So this year it came back around to San Francisco. And it was amazing. Yeah, I don't know how they found me, or how they knew to ask me, but yeah, I was thrilled. It was me and another host named Mara Raphael, and we just did it was really a black carpet. The carpet was black, it was not red. Because, Game of Thrones.
Yep.
I would think red would be the appropriate color, to hide the blood.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a valid point as well. Yeah, but it was great. I got to interview Tommen. I got to interview Arya. Sansa. I saw Jon Snow. I mean, I'm using all the show names.
Did you have to remember
Kit
their real
Harington,
names?
Maisie Williams, Sophie Turner.
So it was streamed or recorded online?
It was. We did a couple of pre-records, like an hour before the live stream, but everything else was live. It was a very short, live event. It was only about an hour long.
And as a premiere, they debuted the first 1 or 2 episodes?
Yeah, and then after that, we went into the theater. It was at the San Francisco Opera House, and we watched the first episode, and it was amazing.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, I don't know when exactly this will come out, but of course, the season premiere is April 12th. At 9 p.m.
So presumably around.
So around this time, I would imagine.
So at this time, I think it's not April 12th yet for you guys, so we're not going to spoil. So don't spoil it for me.
No spoilers.
What?
Are you kidding me? I would never spoil anything. That's like such bad form.
Really? We got to talk about this.
Okay.
Because my contention is that if knowing plot details ruins something for
doing
you,
something wrong already.
it may not have been that good to begin with.
I don't know. I like the surprise though, and now that the show is veering so far off, like the books,
Yeah.
like it's kind of you don't know what's going to happen. So before I didn't really feel like I could be spoiled on Game of Thrones because I knew everything that was going to happen.
Hey guys, Red Wedding's
And
coming.
now they've changed it all, and we have no idea what's going to happen and who's going to die. They say anyone can die now.
Are they? So they're totally diverged from the books at this point.
Well,
Not totally.
I don't think they're totally diverse. The way the story is structured is diverse. And George R. R. Martin, I think he said yesterday at the event that the show will probably end before the books finish, and so the show will spoil the books.
So have they? So they're when you say they're diverging from the structure of the books, does that mean they're diverging from the book 4, book 5 thing where they're all like they spread out the 2 stories into 2 different pieces.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're
combined.
already way ahead in Brand's story, for example.
Oh.
Like,
So he's across the wall and.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's already in tree world, like being absorbed into the tree.
That sounds fun.
Now, Veronica, I see that you're already building. So
Is that bad?
no, it's not bad at all.
You can't
Oh,
mess
I
up
just
Lego.
now
mess
noticed
up.
that you guys are like doing spreading everything out. I didn't even see that.
Will mentioned earlier, he alluded to the fact that we do this thing called knolling.
It's for people with mental issues.
And it's a satisfying way to organize your Lego.
Apparently, I just want to dig right in. I'm
that's
getting,
totally
getting
great.
into the build
Which is
stage.
great. Yes.
Though it might be my undoing later down the
But
line.
I'll tell you,
we'll see.
because this is like the first day, this first episode is to ease you back into Lego. And because there's like interpreting the instructions, there's a technique.
You have light gray and dark gray. That's the hard part of Lego.
That's
it
the
turns
hard
out.
part. Yeah. And as we move on later in the week, we'll be tackling bigger kits, larger kits, bigger builds.
Norm, which kits are we going to build?
I'm not going to reveal that. You have to watch tomorrow.
No
Or
spoilers.
3D.
No spoilers.
People
And
with
then
spoilers.
for those larger builds, it might be more strategically helpful to sort before building.
Do you have
Gotcha.
a statute of limitations on spoilers? Like, because I know this is something that has to come up on Sword and Laser fairly regularly, right?
Yeah, we tell people when we're going to do spoilers, like for the books, because we're a book club, so
Right.
we expect that people are going to be hopefully reading along with us.
And you telegraph it
during
even
the
in the
month.
titles, right? So it's like
Well, they know what book we're going to be talking
Yeah.
about for sure. And then when we get to the spoilery section, after we do all the news and talk about like the stuff going on in the sci-fi fantasy world that week, we then say, okay, we're going to talk about the book now. If you haven't read yet, pause it here, come back when you're done.
Gotcha.
That kind of stuff. Sometimes it happens, or sometimes people. We haven't gotten a complaint about spoilers in a really long time, and our main discussion forums are on Goodreads, and they have built-in spoiler tags.
Yeah.
So people are pretty good about keeping spoilers from happening on the forums.
I really
usually.
love, especially since Amazon bought them and actually started integrating them with the Kindle, like the actual physical, not the app as so much as, but the Kindle.
Yeah.
I've been using Goodreads a lot more, and it's an incredibly useful tool to kind of
great.
keep track of like. I don't read as much as you do anymore, I'm sure. But when I was reading a ton, it was really useful to just kind of keep track of what I was reading, or what I had read, I guess, was the larger issue. I would lose you. If you read 50 books a year, it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
Did I read this, or did I just think about reading this?
And my biggest problem is on the other book club show I do, Vaginal Fantasy. It's like the books kind of all blend in together. A lot of them are very similar.
So you're saying they have similar themes?
They have very similar themes, and so it's kind of hard for me to keep track of like which authors have actually read and how many books I've read in that series, and that can get a little complicated sometimes. Oh, there's left and righties of this piece.
They're chiral.
There we go. They're what?
Chiral.
Chiral?
It's a chemistry term. It means they're left-handed, right-handed. So
Oh.
they're mirror images, but
didn't know that.
yeah,
It's a good vocab term.
yeah.
The more you know.
And just spoilers. There was an Abraham Lincoln kind of semi-minifig.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, that's exciting.
He has his head,
Where is
right?
he? Where's he at?
He's right here. He's tiny.
He's so
smaller
tiny.
than normal minifigs.
He's a minifig.
Oh.
Mini
That was
minifig.
interesting.
That's him right there.
Something wrong has happened. I'm missing a piece.
Oh, you are.
Ah.
Shut your space holes.
So this is
There's one truism. Well, there's many truisms. You had no idea what you were signing up for when I asked you to do this, did you?
Well, I mean, I knew I was going to be building Lego.
Fair
I knew
enough.
it had been a while. And that's really all I thought I needed to know.
When you were a kid and built Lego, did they do these kits like this, or was it just that you bought a big tub of bricks?
I remember a
and-
big ton of bricks.
That's what I always had
yeah,
too.
tub.
Did you have kits when you were a kid, Norm?
I definitely
you-
play sets, like the Sherwood Forest
Yeah,
play
or
set
I would
was
have,
the one
like-
of my use.
Space theme stuff.
Or like, I remember I had ones that were very neighborhood looking,
Okay.
I think. Or I might just be...
The city stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had themes. So they had like the spaceship ones. They had the medieval ones. They had the city stuff with like the little plastic dogs and all that.
PlayStation or the
I can
police
already
station.
imagine the commenters on this video being like, why is she not separating out her pieces?
No,
This
no,
is
no.
madness!
No, they actually give us eternal grief for doing this. It's a
okay.
huge waste of time. You got to fill those hours somehow.
Yeah, that's true. But one funny thing that did happen on the red carpet was that the guy who plays Loras, Tyrell.
Okay.
Yes.
Finn Jones.
Okay.
That's a good pull.
He started talking about like slash fiction
Really?
about his characters.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Like
so
how
he's
shipping, like people who are shipping like characters on Game of Thrones that didn't get together and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he said there was one piece of.
Explain shipping.
Oh, you don't know shipping? Shipping is fictional relationship matching.
Okay.
So you can like, if there's a story, I don't even know if it needs to be characters from the same universe. I don't think it does.
Oh, so you could do like Spock and
like you.
Spock and Han Solo.
The way you would say is like
Spock and Chewbacca.
You'd be like, I'd ship that.
Okay.
Like I'd ship that.
I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, like I can
Wow.
make that into a relationship.
then-
I'd like to see that happen.
But when they say I could, like, I mean, they can like justify enough story.
Like,
Or are they
no.
saying they're into it?
They're into it.
Okay.
They're like they would like to, for personal reasons, see that
Okay.
relationship happen.
This is a concept that never occurred to me before. So.
Yeah.
So it's a precursor to slash.
Yes, it's kind of like you're just imagining it and
Okay.
enjoying the thought of it happening. I'd ship that.
This is
Wow.
fascinating.
I'm learning so much.
So he was talking about there was some piece of slash fiction written about him and his character rather, and I can't remember who the other person was. Maybe Renly, and they were like, but that's
Renly
a
Targaryen?
thing. No, Renly Baratheon.
Renly Baratheon.
Because
Yeah.
that would make sense.
That would
Oh,
make
right.
sense, but they were like, there was some like weird like pizza massage. Like they were eating pizza and they were having sex, and then they started massaging the pizza into their
This
bodies.
is-
And he's telling me this on the red carpet, and I'm like, tell me more about the pizza.
This is a very much I have unusual tastes.
Yeah.
Did you have a producer in your ear?
No, they weren't. They were like totally into it.
Oh wow.
I was like, come on, this is for HBO. Like, we can talk about a little pizza sex here. There's weirder things have happened.
Who hasn't had weird pizza sex? Really?
Right? I mean, come on.
It's one
Totally
time.
normal.
Deep
Core.
dish.
Whoa! Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm really hungry, actually. And kind of turned on.
At some point we have to discuss lunch, but not right now. We're going
Not
to take a
right
break
now.
on that one.
Yes.
All I've had today was a
So Sword and Laser is about science fiction and fantasy.
yes.
And as you said earlier, you're the sword, not so much the laser.
Sword, yes.
Although, we've discussed laser science fiction stuff before.
Yeah, I read everything.
The other book podcast, the Vaginal Fantasy, is that the full name?
Vaginal Fantasy.
Okay.
Well, the full name technically is Vaginal Fantasy Hangout.
Okay. Because it happens
Yeah.
on Google Hangouts.
Yes.
You guys do it live like once a month-ish?
Exactly once a month.
Okay.
Last Tuesday of every month.
Oh, that's
yeah.
convenient and easy to remember.
Yeah.
Is it rotating? Is it you have a fixed?
Fixed cast.
Fixed cast. Okay.
Yeah, it's always me, Felicia Day, Bonnie Burton, and Kyla Caseby.
Ah.
We've been doing it for almost over 3 years.
And you guys do romance novels mostly, right? Or
It's it's paranormal, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, and erotica.
does it have to be paranormal?
It does not have to.
Oh,
be.
that's an and, not an
Yeah,
or. Okay,
yeah.
an or, not an and.
Right. And sometimes we actually just read straight romance or not straight sexually, but straight like not paranormal, not sci-fi fantasy.
Okay.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, typical like non-genre fiction romance.
And usually it seems like I've watched this a couple of times. It seems like usually there's wine involved.
Oh, there's so much drinking. There's so much drinking.
Is that by necessity, or is it just something that happens because it's 10 o'clock at night?
I don't know how it got started, how that became like a thing we did on the show, but it is the thing.
Books and
it's gotten to
alcoholism?
the point now where I've done other shows, like Tabletop, for example,
Uh-huh.
and commenters are like, "Oh, she's so much more funny when she's drunk." And I'm like, "Damn it! Like I can't. No one can take me seriously now because we get a little rip roaring."
Well, it's a long
then-
show, right? It goes.
It's over an hour
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah,
Norm and I have tried to have drinks for an hour on camera, and it's hard to manage your sobriety level
it is.
over that period of time.
But it's fun because we get pretty raunchy, and we talk about sexuality, and sometimes the topics get pretty serious.
It's very
And-
frank, yeah.
Yeah, and we talk about rape culture, and we talk about alpha maleism and all the stuffs like the tropes that you see in a lot of fantasy books, why they're problematic, or what people like about them. And yeah, it's kind of like taking a masculinities or sexuality course in college. Like we kind of veer off into that area a lot.
And is
sometimes.
it live? Like people can watch while it's being recorded?
Yeah, it's live on Google Hangout, and so we take comments from the audience on YouTube and Google Hangouts, and also we are constantly checking Twitter for discussions as well. And yeah, we have a blast. I mean, it's one of my favorite things.
It's a fun
I get
show.
to do.
Gina and I sometimes fire it up on if
Nice.
we happen to be sitting in front of the TV and our daughter's asleep.
Yeah,
It doesn't happen that often.
It's not a kid-friendly show so much.
Yeah, she's 2. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
People don't need to be such prudes.
It's true.
And now Child and Protective Services is going to call this
Knock,
afternoon.
knock, knock.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's really fun. We have a blast doing it, and I've read a lot of stuff. The hard part is that this month, for example, we do alt blogs, so we do 2 books a month.
Oh,
and so we do a main pick and an alt pick, and then if we have time, we read the alt pick. But now every month, one of us is dedicated for the alt pick, and we have to do a blog about it, video blog.
Oh, wow.
And this month is me, and there's no way I don't know how I'm gonna finish it in time for next week. And also, it's terrial. It is awful.
That's the hard part about something like that, right?
It is so bad. Like the alt pick, the main pick was great, and the alt pick is. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, of course it's tested.
Fucking awful. It is like killing me, and I'm only 6% done, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this fucker. Like it's terrible, but I'm gonna force myself, and then I'm gonna talk a lot of smack in the alt blog.
I mean, I have to imagine that with that, I'm not supposed to put columns here.
Marble columns.
I got a lot of marble.
Marble column. You've seen that SNL skit on the marble columns?
No.
It's great. I think it's Marissa Tomei.
That seems
Or
right.
no, maybe it's Scarlett Johansson. I think maybe they've both done it.
Okay.
But it's this it's supposed to be a public access commercial for a marble. It's hard to say. Marble column store in New Jersey.
Ah.
And so
it's a
very
Jersey joke.
the graphics are really bad, and it's like marble columns. Come on down and get your marble columns. I'm not doing it justice.
My favorite dumb accent joke is the pornographers who want to get free stuff, so they're doing ads, and it's oh hell. Gina and I cracked up about it.
Is
the
that
other
on
day.
SNL?
Yeah, it's SNL. It's Vanessa Bayer.
Okay.
And Cecily Strong, and usually whoever the guest is, and they come out and they take it's like Italian handbag names, and they can't pronounce them right. Oh hell. Anyway, Gina and I were cracking up about it, and our daughter ended up being like one of the early words that she said.
Oh no.
Because we were saying it so often.
What's the word?
I'll have to look it up between episodes. I can't remember.
Is it a bag manufacturer?
It's a bag manufacturer. It's not like
Balenciaga.
No, it's not that fancy. It's
not that fancy.
It's not like Dolce & Gabbana. It's
Cole Haan.
No, fancier than that probably. It's an Italian name. I can't remember.
Fendi.
No. They did a Lamborghini one. It's basically anything that people mispronounce in Jersey fairly regularly. It seems like is the theme.
Louis Vuitton.
No.
Hermes.
They did Hermes, but Hermes.
Hermes.
Yeah.
Hermes. That's what it's spelled.
I know.
It's Versace? No, it's not Versace.
That's a good guess though, Joey.
I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna make me crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm really curious, and I'm just gonna keep naming handbags until I think of it. You're gonna say it, and we're all gonna be like,
Seinfeld joke. Like, what was her name? It rhymes with.
Yeah. All right. This looks.
Mulva. Oh god.
What's the deal with rental cars?
What's the deal? I am gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I hate Seinfeld.
What?
I can't stand
Joey,
it.
kill it.
And there's actually a reason for this. I read an article that when you're super empathetic, when you have like an overdose of empathy, like you have a hard time watching people being embarrassed or going through.
There's a certain type of
the
show.
Schadenfreude is like really uncomfortable for you,
right.
And so certain types of shows are very
extras,
difficult for me to watch.
You can't watch.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think that one is pure embarrassment where it just lingers.
And so
drags
for
on.
me, like even like Curb, I have trouble with.
Yeah,
even though
same type
I
of
love
humor.
it. I think Larry David is actually really funny, but I get a lot of that feeling, like that sick feeling in my stomach where I'm like, oh, I can't watch this.
The covers, I can't look.
It's funny.
When people give me a hard time about not being able to watch Seinfeld or not liking Seinfeld, I'm like, well, I'm just so empathetic.
You're too good a person.
I'm such a good person.
You're-
I physically am repulsed by it.
You're
Seinfeld.
Beta Z.
Yeah, I'm a beta Z, exactly.
There was it a This American Life or a Radio Lab about people who are like so empathetic they can't
feel
they
it.
feel
They
it.
physically feel it.
Yeah.
It's
if
like
they
it's a
mimic
kind
the
of
feeling.
synesthesia.
Yes.
And so when they see someone hit their head, they actually feel the pain
Yes,
and the
and it's
nausea and
crazy.
like everything. Yeah.
The brain is
I'm
weird.
I'm definitely not there. That's for sure. Thank God. It'd be a nightmare.
Manuel Blahnik was the one. It's Manuel Blahnik. You know, Manolo Blahnik.
Yeah, Manolo Blahnik.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. So anyway, the kid was walking around saying Manuel Blahnik,
That's great.
my God.
which was
Blahnik.
pretty funny.
Love it.
I'm almost ready to start building.
Really? Good God, man.
I have a lot of small. At a certain point, the knolling.
You have 13 minutes, so you better get on
Oh,
it.
Jeebus. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, at a
What do you
certain
mean he has
point.
13 minutes?
Well, the clock says 27.
Oh.
So that means we
we
go until
aim for
45 is the
minutes.
goal.
Is
Okay.
a goal. Okay.
We like to set goals.
Goal-oriented.
We are goal-oriented here at Tested.
That's good.
So Lego, like IKEA
Results. You want
instructions,
results.
are
Yes.
a perfect example of instructions that don't need words, no language required.
Hey.
Picture-based only.
I tried
I'm
something
adding
crazy
a little arm to my
with
guy.
some IKEA furniture yesterday.
What? Do tell. Like an IKEA hack?
No, it's not really a hack, but you know how if you have something that gets used a lot and it has those cam locks that you screw into, eventually they get loose if it's like a step ladder or something. So I was tired of tightening up the step ladder, and I had some Loctite on my desk, and I just put the Loctite on the screws to see if that's going to hold it from getting loose and wobbling over time. I'll let you know how it goes.
So far, so good?
Well, it's too early to say,
Too early to say.
but early results were promising.
Good. Well, I've connected. Oh.
Yeah. So let's do. Where are you guys in terms of the building?
I have about a third of a Lincoln Memorial.
Oh wow.
If my math is right. I have the back columns. Do you know that there's a room underneath
Beautiful.
the Lincoln Memorial?
I've heard that.
Yeah, they don't let people in there anymore.
Is there room in your build?
You should
Looks
build
like
that
it.
in.
Checks out.
Checks out.
But there's like columns. There's marble columns underneath that support the floor.
Marble columns.
Marble columns. Got to get that marble.
Gotta get that marble. I think it's Fred Armisen in that one too.
That seems. Fred
Yeah.
Armisen is a treasure.
Ooh,
You don't like Fred Armisen either?
I've heard some things.
Oh well, I don't know about his personal
Yeah.
business, but
I don't want to be a gossip monger.
yeah, we did that on the private videos
Yeah.
that aren't on YouTube.
Okay. Good.
So-
No, you know what? I feel like Portlandia is slipping a little bit.
I stopped watching a couple seasons ago,
Yeah.
but it's more because of time than a desire to not
Well,
watch Portlandia.
Portlandia used to be purely like commentary about like that type of culture,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they did a smart thing, which was to then just create characters that they can have ongoing storylines about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely Dan and Kath. That is me and Ryan, 100%.
Which one are Dan and
Which one is
Kath?
The ones who buy all the gear and do all the trips. And, like,
and then like,
Oh.
they,
Yeah.
like it's mostly about planning out the gear, but then they
Right.
really at the end it's like, oh, okay, this is fun.
yeah, and
Are they the ones that went to the movie theater, the movie in the park?
yes,
Yes.
that is so 100% me and Ryan, my husband. It's great. Cracks us
Movie
up.
in the
In fact,
park.
one day I went to the dog park and I had all my like dog gear on, like the bait bag and the baseball cap and like the extra leash and all
Why
the
is a baseball
jam.
cap dog gear?
I don't know, because I don't usually wear like outdoor
not a
hats.
headgear person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I looked very like dog park lady. And
Oh,
he was like,
oh.
and he was like, oh, hey, Calf, how's it going? I was like,
Speaking of being a dog park lady, how's your pooch?
She is great. We have agility lessons today.
Ooh, agility's fun.
We do agility. I don't think she's going to be a contender personally, and I'm okay with that.
They got to have the drive.
Yeah, she doesn't.
They got to have the eye of the Jack Russell.
Yeah, she's not particularly fast, she's a big dog. I mean, she's a golden retriever, yellow lab mix, and she's almost 70 pounds. And she's in very good shape, but the instructor was like, I think she's going to need to lose a few pounds. She needs to be very slim for this. And I was like, I don't know if I want to give my dog body issues. Like, she like feels good about herself. She's healthy. She gets the occasional treat or snack.
She can get her run on.
Yeah, but she's fast. Her stamina's not great at the dog park. She gets tired pretty fast, but I think it's because she doesn't like the hot weather that we've been having.
Chloe had to stop agility when she hurt her back.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very sad.
So you guys did do agility too?
We did agility as well because it was a good way to burn off energy for her.
Right. She's a herding dog. Corky's a herding dog,
yeah.
Right?
There's a place in Marin that you can take herding dogs and let them herd sheep for fun.
I've heard about that.
I really want to take her there, but I also think that that's crossing a line into crazy person.
No.
You don't think so?
Well, there's up in Marin, also in Marin. Marin is where you take your crazy dogs apparently.
Yeah.
There's a pool for dogs.
Oh, really?
And so you can go there and they get swimming lessons, or they can do like physical therapy.
Your dog doesn't need swimming lessons.
She doesn't like water.
What?
Yeah, she's never been in water. Ow! I'm okay. Dragon.
happened?
I got bit by the dragon.
Oh boy.
Motherfucker.
Too soon for that.
Yeah.
Dial it back there, killer.
She's never been in a body of water before.
Okay, so we took Chloe to the Marina Beach, the one that goes between like Crissy Field.
Baker Beach?
No,
Fort
no,
Funston?
the other side.
Fort Funston.
Fort Funston's good, but there's too many dogs, ironically.
Yeah, there's a lot of dogs.
And the problem with Fort Funston is that there's a lot of dog walkers with dogs. And
Yeah.
at least, I don't think they let them do this anymore, but they used to have like 35 dogs for one person.
No, they're only allowed to have 6 now.
Yeah, which is a much better ratio. But you also have to go down those terrible stairs to get to the beach. It's a hassle. At the marina, you can take them out on the beach, and there's not big waves because it's in the bay.
You're right.
And it's like Dog City on Saturday and Sunday. The only trick there is you have to keep them out of the creek that feeds in, because the creek is full of like bacteria and stuff, and they get horrible skin infections.
Ooh. What, like leptospirosis?
I don't know. It cost
that's
a
very
lot of
deadly.
money and trips to Davis to fix Chloe when she got them. She's still not entirely right.
I'm confused. They've suddenly added like,
So this is a sub-assembly. You're working on the tail.
Okay.
So the convention is.
So this is what this will look
that's
like.
what this is going to look
Here
like.
are the parts.
And this is
that
where
go
you're going to
into
start. And
this.
then it'll snap onto the thing that you've built up until
Copy
this point
that.
at some point.
All right.
Copy that.
Copy that. If Crissy Field weren't like the furthest away from my house from anything,
right.
because I'm on the other side of the city, I would love to go there. Bring her down.
It's like every part of San Francisco is the other side of the city.
Well, it's really easy for me to get to Soma,
Okay.
and it's really easy. I live on the south side of San Francisco,
Yeah.
and then it's really easy for me to get to the Mission and Potrero, Bernal, all those places. But when you start getting into like the Sunset or Presidio or the
Those
Marina,
might as well be someplace. They might as well be in Oakland.
pretty much.
Let's be real here.
So I don't get out that way very often. If the highway can't get me there with relative ease, it's not going to be worth my time.
The water thing here, it's tough. The other thing we did with Chloe early on was we would occasionally rent someplace up in Russian River and on a creek, not on the river itself.
Oh, fun.
And just let her go swim.
Can we do a puppy play date sometime?
We can. Chloe's kind of old now and she's a little crotchety.
Oh, she will not like Bodega then.
Sometimes she's totally good. If Bodega's a little bit, it depends. So with her, if the other dog doesn't take her shit, everything's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she does her little, she wrinkles her
upper lip.
She does the sneaky dog thing where she just shows a tooth and does a really super low grumble so that the other dog gets pissed off and flips out.
Bodega will not flip out. She will try to love up
cool.
on her forever.
Yeah, they'd be totally fine.
She is such a love bug.
So Bodega was a trainee though, right?
She was so we were puppy sitters for Guide Dogs for the Blind for a couple of years, and then because you can't just. So there's puppy raisers, and what they do is they essentially foster a dog from the time they're very young until they're old enough to go back to San Rafael for their full-time training.
For basically blind dog college.
Yes.
The dogs aren't blind.
We call it puppy college, yeah, or I call it puppy college. I don't know if everyone does.
It's not the technical term.
Right. And so we puppy sat for a long time because they can't just go to kennels. They can't just go to random people because
be familiar with living with a home.
Yeah, they have to know, the people taking care of them have to understand how the training works and what goes into it and that kind of thing.
And like, so we would see, so Ryan's office is around the corner, not too far. Like I see him coming down here. I used to see him coming down here fairly regularly with Bodega, like to get coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
So she had real stringent requirements about like well, basically you treated her like a normal guide dog. You didn't pet her when she was in a restaurant or bar or whatever. And
yeah, basically if her vest was on, she was on the job.
Okay.
Wow.
So she wasn't supposed to interact with other people. And that's really hard for people because they're tiny, cute puppies. And when you see them, all you want to do, and I understand the impulse, is like go up and pet them and love up on them and whatever. And it was, it's hard to kind of get conditioned to be like, oh, if they have the vest, that means it's a no-go. But it wasn't too hard. The older she got, people got more used to seeing her around. But then, she pretty early, like before she was even old enough to be recalled, which is when they bring them back to puppy college.
How old is that usually?
Usually it's around between 12 and a year and 16 months or so.
So like adolescence?
Yeah. And our main community field rep was like, we were all on an outing, and she was watching Bodega, and she was like, I just don't think this is going to happen. And I was like, what?
Admissions.
Yeah.
College missions.
Oh, you failed.
We didn't even get to apply.
Oh,
it was
my
like
goodness.
she flunked out.
Career.
She's a squib.
And the reason it's because she loves other dogs too much.
Oh.
She's obsessed. She loves other dogs. She wants to play with all the dogs. And no matter how hard we tried to train her, it was not happening.
So when you
it's just their personalities. That's who they are. They're individuals like anyone else,
And if
they
you've had a dog,
Yeah.
Can you have other dogs in the house if you're training a dog or no?
You can.
Okay.
Actually. So technically, we could continue raising puppies and doing that whole thing, but one dog in the house is a lot for us already.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a cat too.
I mean, it's got to be tough. Like I can't imagine having a dog getting it because you got her when she was what, like 6 months old?
4 months for her.
So
usually we get them when they're 16 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
she was a transfer.
So I can't imagine having a dog for that long and then like right as they're hitting the prime of their life saying, okay, well, time to go off to college. So,
right as when they're actually like trained and good at doing stuff. And fun, and like they're not peeing everywhere and they've kind of come into their own. Yeah, I mean, that is the hard part. But they prepare you really well mentally for that whole situation. So you really have a pretty good understanding of...
How do they prepare you? Do they like put you in an EKG and measure your delta waves so that when you feel too much affection, they give you the electroshock or something?
I mean, we go to meetings every other week.
Oh, okay.
And so you go and you check in and you're with the whole group and you talk about your problems or your issues or... it's...
Man, that's helpful.
Yeah, so you basically have this big support group, and it's just the way it is. You expect it. You go into it knowing that you're going to have to give up the dog when the time comes.
Would you never get to visit?
Depends on the blind person they're paired with. Some people don't live in the area. Some people just don't continue having contact with guide dogs after they're kind of like got the dog and they're doing their own thing.
San Rafael is one of that school is one of the premier blind training schools, right?
Yeah, Guide Dogs for the Blind is probably one of the most well-known, and they've been around for, I think like... They've been around since World War I.
Wow.
I believe. Or maybe World War II. I might be getting those confused.
Like they treated vets?
Yes, that was originally the purpose was to treat returning vets who had, disabilities. And since then, there's a lot of other organizations like Fidelco. They're mostly on the East Coast, and they're mostly German Shepherds. And we used to have German Shepherds in Guide Dogs for the Blind, but then they switched over all to Labs and Golden Retrievers, and they just interbreed between those two. Well, it's interesting because both breeds have different characteristics. So like Goldens are a lot more outgoing. But they're not as easily trained as Labs are. And so when you combine them, you get a pretty good combo of both of those. So our last dog, Liberty, before Bodega, was also a Golden Lab mix. But she looked much more golden, but she was actually only a quarter golden.
Okay.
Whereas Bodega looks like is this like the most boring conversation?
No, this is the best. I think it's super fascinating.
You guys do? I don't know if they do.
We've talked about this before.
Okay.
Like private like off camera. I thought it was super. Like I had no idea. This is one of those things that I read about, and like I used to watch documentaries about when I was a kid.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was always curious how it worked, and like about the people that let these animals into their lives, and then are like, okay, well, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, then, so they have different characteristics, and they try to find like the best combo. So there's like hundreds of puppies up in San
So wait,
Rafael.
is puppy eugenics up there? I don't know about that.
Kind of.
It's a little creepy.
Well, it's breeding.
These
it's
aren't
breeding.
Germans, are they?
Which one is con?
It's breeding for a job, and so they try to find like make combos that are the best. And oh, please, do you think for one instance that a single one of those puppies doesn't have like a wait list a year long to take them home? Yeah, it's crazy. These dogs are so wanted because they're cute and they're trainable and they're like.
Well, they change people's lives.
Yeah.
So do you think people like get on the list and then get a dog? Because I presume you don't have to pay to get the dog.
No.
And then
I don't know actually what you for the ones that don't get.
I have to imagine
intentionally
the ones that flunk out are
kind of
go
train
to
them to flunk out, so you get a free, awesome, perfectly bred dog. I know what's going on.
Norm, this is not a good. They don't do any French bulldogs, so you're safe.
No, I don't want a Frenchie.
I love Frenchies. I love all dogs pretty much.
I like all dogs.
I actually really want
so
an Irish Wolfhound. Those are my favorites.
That is a lot of dog.
They are the biggest dogs, and I love them.
Semi-ed?
The problem with the big dogs is that they don't live very long.
They do have much shorter lifespans.
I mean, it's hard enough. Like, yeah. Well,
Also, massive poops.
Yes. Well,
if you have problems with poops, you shouldn't have a dog.
Massive
in the
poops.
city,
your whole life. That's one of the things we warn the new guide dog puppy raisers when they come to meeting is like, just so you know, we're going to be talking about poop a lot.
The same thing. The dog poop
ready.
is good training for kids.
The dog does not poop up its back. That's the one good thing.
No, I'm going to go and tell you, dog diarrhea is the worst thing in the world because then you have to wipe off the tail fur, the butt fur.
Yeah, well, it depends on how furry they are.
Guys. I rescind my earlier praise. Dogs are lovely.
Dogs are amazing. They make my life so much better. Like, just having her around makes me so much more happy and calm, and going on walks and going to the park. And
I think I'm happy to go outside.
I think I'm a better person now than I was when I didn't have dogs.
I think so too. I mean, I knew you before.
Yeah, and I'm a better, happier person, right?
It's
terrible person before.
I mean, you were an absolute monster. It was insufferable, really. But no, you have, like, it forces you to go. They force you to leave the house.
Yeah.
And if like us, you have hobbies that encourage you to stay inside.
Yes.
Then it's very good to just get up and go, even if it's just to walk around the backyard, to leave the house a couple of times a day.
Well, when I know that I've been sitting around playing World of Warcraft for too long, when Bodega's like standing by my chair. I am.
What?
I didn't tell you.
What is that? I would love to know the current state of WoW.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone who still plays WoW.
Really?
Did you play WoW, Norm?
Nope.
Wow.
And why would you know people who still played WoW if you didn't play WoW?
Well, I know people.
Yeah.
Games people. We know game folk.
That's true. So I got back in about a month and a half ago.
Hit the needle.
Yeah.
So what is like?
Well, you know what happened is I was playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and
which here is very good.
It was amazing, and I played about 160 hours of it.
Oh wow.
And after I was done, I felt empty inside. And so I needed another fix, you know? I needed something that I could dive back into to kind of have that feeling.
Times.
I don't do that. I don't replay ever.
Really?
I never replay.
You don't
with
want to
different
try
classes.
the other characters and see what? Oh.
I don't.
What did you play in Dragon Age? A mage?
No, I played a warrior.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And I don't usually play warrior classes. I usually play magic casting classes.
I switched. I usually play melee characters, and I played a caster, and I was so squishy that I couldn't get going.
I went two-handed this time. I'm usually like not at all like that, but I'm like, I'm just gonna be a berserker. I'm just gonna like get in there and
getting crazy,
fuck shit up. Yeah. And it was fun. It was really a fun way to play. But I made my character so physically unattractive that it was almost difficult to see her interacting with other characters.
See, sometimes
intentionally?
I just liked how I was like, yeah, she looks tough and badass, and then she just looked so weird in like her love scenes, and I'm like, I'm judging her. Like, who am I? Like, I need to just like, I need to treat her as like the warrior princess she is.
I around the time of Saints Row 4, I started using character customizers to do monstrous, horrible things to my characters and make them look basically as terrible as I could.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ruined those kinds of games for me now.
Yeah. What's that new one? Bloodborne?
Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne. It's from the guy who made Demon Souls and Dark Souls.
Yeah. So the character customization looks pretty crazy in that.
I bought Dark Souls 2 and tried to play it.
Yeah.
But those games are not dad friendly in any way, shape, or form because you can't pause.
Okay.
I've learned that there will be a time in my life for games that you can't pause, and it's probably about 10 years from now.
Game?
You can log out, but it's like an
weird.
MMO in that you can be invaded at any time once you cross a certain threshold.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Did you never play Dark Souls?
Never
I
played
didn't
Dark
know.
Souls.
Oh, Dark Souls.
I started playing it. I think I rented it off of GameFly, and
Okay.
I couldn't get into it. I
It's-
wasn't enjoying it.
So I got really into Dark Souls in the months leading up to the birth of my child. As my last gasp, basically.
Yeah, the hurrah, the final gaming hurrah.
Yeah, I don't usually like character action games. You know, your God of War and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it has a really deliberate combat system that is really appealing to me. Like, I really wish that there was a game like Oblivion, like a big open world RPG that had really tight combat like that.
Yeah.
Because it's much more like in Oblivion, at least for me, the combat in all those Elder Scrolls games, the combat is just a thing that you do on the way to doing the interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. And in Dark Souls, it's the exact opposite. Like fighting the bosses requires actual thinking about how the encounter works, the same way that like fighting a WoW boss does, a WoW boss does.
You didn't did you not play Dragon Age Inquisition? Because
I didn't get far enough to do that.
I feel
I don't
like
think.
that kind of happens. I feel like you have to. There's fights that are very strategic.
I still think that the combat is not. It's definitely tighter than the previous Dragon Age games were. It's real time in Dark Souls, so it's not rolling RPG hits. I guess there's probably modifiers and stuff. But
I almost played everything in real time in Dragon Age. Like you can do the pausing and the tactics and stuff, and I almost never did that.
And you were able to get through successfully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I should go back to that. I really enjoyed what I played, and then I reinstalled Windows and didn't put Origin back on yet. That's the real problem.
Well, Origin is a piece of shit. So
Origin sucks.
Why is Origin so bad?
You know, EA.
Because EA.
I can say that, right? What did they get?
No one here works for EA.
No.
Yeah.
We're good.
So anyway.
Yeah, so I'm back in WoW.
So.
And I went right through. I did the
new character, or you just continue?
No, I speed bumped up my level.
What does that mean?
They give you the opportunity to pick one character to jump right up to 90.
Wow.
Is that what's the cap?
100.
Okay.
So
okay.
so my main was I think 85, and so or 80, I can't remember what the previous cap was, and so I jumped her up to 90, and then just started questing, and it was a totally new zone, of course, because it's the new Warlords of Draenor.
Had you played Post Cataclysm?
No, I hadn't. I didn't do Mists of Pandaria at all.
Pandas.
And so I didn't know the pandas stage. I didn't even know how to get there. Like everything was new. Like luckily I had my friends in the guild because I'm still. I founded AIE back in 2006 or something, and it's like the largest guild in North America now. And
God.
I founded it with Scott Johnson and Randy.
Yeah.
And so they are still very much in it, and they've stayed with it the whole time. And I dropped out like 3 years ago, and so coming back in, it was like homecoming because so many people I played with back in the day were still on, and so we just jumped right back into things and got in there and had a blast, and they helped me level and told me where all the stuff was, and I think without that support system it would have been a lot harder and taken me a lot longer, of course.
So when I played WoW, I stopped before Burning Crusade came out, I think, because it was just taking too much time. But I played with my old EverQuest guild.
Oh, neat.
So we carried through, like we basically when WoW came out, we left EverQuest, which I think was like in Plains of Power, and it was still interesting, but they'd kind of run out of ideas.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And WoW was really fun because it was smaller scale, which was a lot easier to manage in terms of like time commitment and all that stuff. But I really enjoyed it. It's a thing that if I had more time, I would totally do.
It's a really fun game. And I like the humor of it. There's so much good humor and writing, and the quests are still really fun, and the cinematics, and I mean, I tried a few other MMOs. I tried Secret World. I tried Guild Wars 2. I tried Elder Scrolls. I might go back into Elder Scrolls now that it's free to play.
I haven't played any of the free to play, any of the Old Republic or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm finished. I built a Lincoln Memorial.
Oh boy.
Oh,
you can see a tiny Abe inside.
Tiny Abe.
The tiniest
All right,
Abe.
well, I'm coming along nicely.
Do you guys want to break the episode here? And
No, let's
pick up
finish.
on- You want to finish?
We got to finish.
Well, then I'll grab another thing and start on that.
Ugh. Do you want to start your second?
The other small?
Well, we have there's
do
a
you want me to start the
medium-sized
big?
one. Start the other small.
The B-wing?
Yeah, start the other small. I don't know if we'll finish that one,
I don't think I'll finish that today, but that's fine.
but it'll be a nice one to start. We have backup Lego.
We're I could do a Minecraft kit too.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We have those Minecraft kits. I'll do that here. That's that's even smaller.
That's something that I've not been able to get into.
Really?
Yeah, I tried it and I was really bad at it and I gave up pretty fast.
How are you bad at?
I'm just
what
I'm just
defines
bad
being
at
bad?
it, okay?
Have
Like
you-
bad?
Did you?
Like building-
I just don't have imagination, I guess.
Well, hold on.
It's
There's
like those
two ways-
kids
Yeah.
in South Park
Yeah.
explaining how to play Minecraft.
There's 3 different kinds of Minecraft. Now. There's three different games there.
Okay.
And there's one that I would think would be really appealing to you. That's the part that I like is the adventuring mode.
Mm-hmm.
You mean just not building but wandering?
Yeah, so you basically it's like a dungeon crawler, but
Yeah.
it's a co-op. You can have your friends in there, play with them. These are European boxes. This is crazy. This is what a European Lego box looks like. So
Ooh.
to give a reference,
mine?
yeah, where's yours? It doesn't have the number of pieces on the front.
There you go.
Because apparently in Europe they don't care about that. And it doesn't have, it doesn't have a name. This just says Minecraft and then the number and the age.
What?
Yeah, look.
Just the kit number?
It has the kit number. It's
just like-
2114.
Just like, get in there, dude. Just get in it.
Yeah, hey man, don't think about it so much.
Don't
Just
think about it
build.
so hard. We're European. Just have a glass of wine. Get in there. You're 8 years old.
Yeah,
you can
you're
drink
8, you
wine.
can do
You
that.
can
It's
drink
good for
wine
your
there.
heart.
Yeah.
What a crazy successful license.
Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Yeah.
The Minecraft Lego kit was a Kusu kit.
It's one of my favorites. Like, just to be clear, that Minecraft Lego kit, the first one, is super fun. And the neat thing that they did was it was modular. So you could build a grid of them and connect them all together and kind of build your own thing. It fit the spirit of Minecraft really well. I like the dungeon crawling aspect of Minecraft. That's
Which is
what
so
I'm
weird
saying.
because Minecraft was one of the ways people sold Minecraft was that it was Lego, virtual Lego.
Right. No, I totally get that, and my friend Chad remember Chad from Twit? He used to do the
No,
Chad with the red hair, the bright red hair.
I don't.
You've never been on Twit?
I don't know.
Really?
I
You're the only one,
I
I think.
I mean,
That's okay.
I don't really know Leo, which is why I've never been on Twitter, I guess.
It's been a long time. I haven't been on in a long time.
Did you get blacklisted? Is there
No.
dish here?
No, there's no dish.
Okay.
But yeah, he's huge into Minecraft, and he does like videos under OMG Chad, and he's
Oh, okay.
yeah, and he's like super big in the Minecraft world now. It's so awesome. Like he's really good at it, and he does videos, and I should just watch some of his videos and try to learn how to play.
It's
Because I tried it and I was overwhelmed, and
So
I think
when-
it's just a different thing. It's like a different generation. Like maybe my brain just doesn't
Well,
work that way.
When
No.
when people do like Minecraft videos on YouTube, are they building in the videos or are they
Mostly building.
Is it the adventuring stuff that they stream?
I think it's building.
mostly
Okay.
building from what I've seen.
Yeah, there you are.
The thing I do is I just try to build like when I play Minecraft, which isn't as often as I would like probably anymore. My goal is almost always to build like supervillain layers,
Yeah.
right? So like I'll dig a hole into I'll make a well around a big lake and make an empty airspace. And then cover the roof of that with glass, and then let the water come back in, so that it's like an underwater
Are there
layer.
tides and stuff?
There's not tides, but the water flows.
Okay.
So you can have like a waterfall that comes down through your hidden underground layer. The water physics are the exact right kind of janky, so that they're fun and silly.
Yeah.
I think it's super good. I'm really excited for the hopefully not too distant future. I hope that continues to be a thing for a long time.
I think it will.
I think it's probably
I think it will.
unless Microsoft screws it up.
I don't think they're going to touch it.
If they're smart.
Yeah.
If Microsoft is smart.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Little claw. Look at my little claws.
I don't see Steve's head.
I have to affix these to the side now.
Oh, I got a blaster that actually blasts.
Really?
Check this out. Watch. Cover your eyes.
Whoa! Was
That's
that the
great.
tow cable? Or is that just a blaster?
That's the blast in the back.
I got Steve.
I lost my...
You
well,
keep saying
ammo.
Steve, and I keep thinking it's going to be like Steve Jobs.
No,
I
it's
don't know
Minecraft
why.
Steve.
Minecraft Steve.
His name's Steve. You really haven't ever played it. You should play Minecraft.
I have played it. I just didn't get very far.
We can stream Minecraft sometime.
Oh.
Like Minecraft, it is. We were early on Minecraft to test it because Norm and I were both kind of interested in it.
Yeah.
And we ended up running
I
a
can see
server
why,
for a
yeah.
while that was very quickly filled with penises. But
As they do.
as happens, yeah. But it's fun. Like I just like building castles and stuff. It's like Lego where the Lego is free.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely into the idea of trying it again, and you know, maybe with a little like a tour guide, a Minecraft tour guide, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing City Skylines.
That is an amazing game.
So good.
It's everything I wanted in the 2013 SimCity.
SimCity, I know.
But without any of the bullshit.
And
I
it's
was-
the people who make Cities XL.
No, it is not. It's the people
not
who make
Cities
Cities in Motion. It's published
Cities
by the
in
same
Motion.
company that published
Got
Cities
it.
XL. Cities XL is a disaster. It's not very good.
I bought that
Fuck
and I
Cities
couldn't
XL.
get into
Yeah.
it. But this game is great. Yeah, it's super fun.
So Cities in Motion is also one of my favorites. It's a European
The train
municipal
one, right?
transit simulator.
that,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I have so many Steam games that I just never get around to playing. I just like, ooh, I'm gonna buy that,
It's-
and then I just don't play it.
Well, it's like
is
those
so
European
good.
sim games. It's kind of impenetrable.
Yeah.
The Cities in Motion is. But I destroyed my Skyline city last night by accident.
Wow. What happened? They don't
I-
have disasters or anything.
I needed one thing in order to build a space elevator, in order to unlock the space elevator.
Yeah. I'm working on for the space elevator.
Don't do
now.
the space elevator.
Don't? Why?
No, because unless you do you have to do something that gets like 1,000 vacant buildings in your city.
Oh.
And I did it.
What do you mean?
So you have to
to
run
buy a
people
thing.
off. No, yeah. In order to buy the thing that you need, that's a prerequisite for the space elevator, you have to run off 1,000 buildings worth of people.
Yeah.
That part was easy. Turns out recovering from 1,000 empty buildings in your city really, really challenging.
Oh.
So I jacked up the tax rate so high that all the people were pissed and all the residents left.
Okay.
That was easy.
Yep.
But
It's just like
then-
San Francisco. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But then I couldn't get them to come back, and my tax basis, I went from having like $5 million to no $1 million, and now I'm at negative $4 million.
Oh,
I should
shit.
play
And it
this.
keeps saying you're going bankrupt. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
no
know,
kidding.
dude. Thanks.
Is there an optimal way to start to get a prosperous city, or have the forums figured it out yet?
There are definitely some critical paths, but it's they did a good job with the traffic simulation. Is the thing I noticed.
Yeah.
Well, they built Cities in Motion, so it helps.
That's the problem that I keep having is when I start a city and I want to think about the future of what my roads are going to look like, but
Hey, Eckhart.
I need like a good way to figure out like
The future.
thinking about the future. I'm trying.
Did you watch Batman last night?
No, it's just one of the best lines.
And so
That's
wait,
also
what's happening?
Porkins, who's Eckhart.
It is Porkins.
Sorry, so you were
sorry, I
thinking
guess-
about the future.
I'm thinking
Yes.
about the future. Oh,
Are you trying to plan a megalopolis road?
from the beginning.
You can't do that.
What is the
But I'm
megalopolis
gonna have
road?
to tear down buildings
Yeah.
to make the highways later.
It's price of progress, man.
All right.
So is it like there are goals that you want to, like end game goals?
I'm thinking about the end game.
What
when I
are the
first
end
start.
games
I just want to have a
options?
sick-looking like highway system,
Yeah.
pretty much.
The American Dream circa 1955.
Yeah.
When you build a SimCity or SimCity's Skyline city,
Mm-hmm.
is your goal to make a city that you would want to actually live in? Or is your goal to make a city, make a horrible
I'm
dystopia
always
that's
a
incredibly
utopian.
future?
Yeah, I'm always I
Oh.
cannot. It's like in all video games. Like I can't play as a bad guy. I can't play as the asshole. I have to build like a perfect city with lots of parks that everyone's happy in. Like I don't know why.
great.
It's the empathy thing.
Here's the thing: they're never going to be happy.
It's coming back. They're always going to hate you.
Yeah, they're always going to be. It's like comments on the internet. They're
Yes!
always going to be pissed. There's
Someone
nothing
is
you can
always
do.
going to hate you no matter
Yeah.
how good you do. I was like the Game of Thrones things. I felt really good about the premiere.
Uh-huh.
And then I
Don't.
made the mistake of reading the comments, and they're like, she said this thing wrong. Like this one thing.
Those names are unpronounceable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said sand sisters instead of sand snakes. Watch out for that.
Oh my goodness.
You'll get vipers in your butt.
That's a
They'll
whole
come
other.
for you.
That's a whole other problem.
It's a whole other problem. But
yeah.
but it's like they don't. They're the super fans. They like are obsessed with it, and what they're not thinking about is like, I'm a super fan too, but I'm also on live television trying to manage all this shit happening around me, and
Well, it's hard to
even
do.
the best professionals are going to fuck things up once in a while, or say the wrong thing, or have a moment where they forget a name or do something like that. It's live. It's in the moment. Like, we do the best we can. There's no empathy there.
When you, it's always easier when you can look it up after the fact.
Yeah.
Right? Like and the thing is, most of the time when you do something like that, you immediately realize you've made a mistake. But if you go back to it, you're just going to call attention to the mistake.
Right. You just have to roll with it.
And you just have to
keep
push
going.
on.
And it sucks because you're like, I understand. Like, you love this stuff. Like, I love this stuff too. I get it. But it's, nothing's ever going to be perfect. We all do the best we can. It's a tough, stressful situation. And this kind of goes for all kinds of shoots and all kinds of live stuff and videos,
Not Lego building.
Not Lego building. It's totally relaxing.
Can't mess that up.
Nope.
I am actually finding this very cathartic.
This is a room of no judgment. I mean, I'm sure they'll be judging on the comments. Just don't read the comments.
I know. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't know why I read the comments.
Well, you know what Hardwick says, right? He calls it cutting. Seems right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
At least, okay, Adam says that Hardwick calls it cutting. I don't know if that's what Hardwick actually says. I've never actually heard him say that, but
Apocryphal.
But it's like masochism, It's like, it's never going to be, it's always going to hurt, but we do it anyway. We have this drive to do it. I guess that's probably a bad example, but it feels that way. It feels masochistic to read the comments.
So we had a really, I like comments. I like having interaction.
I do
with
too,
people.
and that's why I read them.
You found this out early because you had a high-profile Twitter account before anybody else that I know. But once you cross a certain threshold, then the good people that you actually want to interact with become harder to find because the signal-to-noise ratio of kind of trollish folk gets way out of whack.
You get a personal assistant to filter through.
I haven't really had that problem on Twitter. It's never really been super bad for me on Twitter. My Twitter interactions have been really net positive. Twitter is almost like my safe space, which is kind of weird.
Is it because you can block people?
Maybe I've just gotten really good at blocking and muting.
How many people are on your block list?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
Well,
should I?
And there
are
new services, right? New ways to. Didn't they just open up a feature?
They opened up a thing for some verified users, which I wouldn't know about.
Oh, that's wrong. You're not verified?
What cannot get verified?
That is some bullshit.
No, I'm unverifiable.
Will's unverifiable because
of my name.
Because
somebody else
handle.
is more famous that has my name.
No.
I know. I'm not famous enough.
I'm sure it is a thing that Twitter. You are a case study in the Twitter offices for how.
I have been.
Maybe
told.
It's like a second tier of verification.
Yeah.
Notable.
Chud verification is what I need.
That is cray.
I know, I was sad. I had a conversation with this about a friend who works at Twitter once.
Yeah. They're I'm sorry, we can't help you.
It was a funny conversation. Anyway.
There's no hope for you.
Yeah, good luck.
Change your name.
If you want to change your handle, we can do something.
Yeah.
Well, you have your legal name, and
this is my name.
Yeah.
I don't have any SAG rules.
Right.
If I had it to do over again, and it was 2000 again, and I was talking to John Phillips about what we should byline me as in Maximum PC when I first started, probably would not go the same path this time.
That was the choice? So you went all through college?
Well, no. Well? I mean, so here's the thing. Byline name and real name are completely different things, right? So we could have done V. Will or V. William or something like that, just to avoid any sort of confusion. Yes. But at that point, it was Independence Day had come out and Bad Boys had come out. You're like, maybe he's done making movies. This might just work out.
Was that a consideration?
Oops. Huh?
Was that actually a consideration?
We had a conversation that was to that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was like, man, look,
I lost my
I don't know if Office Space was out at that point, but I basically said hey,
hello.
I've been Will Smith since.
Okay, I just want to show you something hilarious.
Did you just fire something?
I went to go reach for this second eyeball because it dropped.
Yep.
And instead I picked up this.
Oh, it's a green LED.
It looks exactly the same.
And I was like,
man.
and it was just under my fingertips. And so, hey, if I can't find that other little guy,
We could
I
light
guess
that up.
I guess I got a backup.
eyes.
I seriously, I lost that green eyeball. It's probably like in my bag somewhere.
Do you want a flashlight?
I like that you just picked up the perfect.
The perfect
That's amazing.
replacement. I know.
Wow.
I can't lose the eyeball.
He's a one-eyed dragon. He had a bad fight.
Oh, this is a disaster, you guys.
Hold on. That's all
We do have a bag of leftover Lego.
Why don't they give you any replacements for anything?
They do sometimes. It's all done by weight.
Eyeball.
Did you find it?
No.
Oh.
I'm calling for it. I'm finding more.
You know what? I used it with a flashlight when I walked the dog the other night. I don't have it in my bag anymore.
I did find another Lego piece that's not related.
These are all perfectly normal things to find on the floor under your set desk.
Oh, no, it's another LED. No, it's the eyeball. It's the eyeball.
You got it. Okay.
Good.
Woo! Okay.
Norm, you lost a lot of LEDs over there.
Yeah, there's a red one. There's a lot of good stuff.
Those were Frank's LEDs.
Oh, are those for the thing that was up last week on the site?
Yes.
You know what we did last week? What Frank taught us to do last week?
What?
He taught us to make animatronic
Animatronic
stuff.
skulls.
What?
Yeah.
That is badass.
It
He's
was
so cool.
super cool.
He is so cool.
Did I not do this right? Shit. No, I didn't.
What are you building now?
I'm making a Minecraft.
Oh, yeah, Minecraft.
I'm making Minecraft. Remember, this is how we started this whole conversation. Like 3 hours ago. I'm making this.
That's beautiful. It's very scenic.
It has skeletons.
Okay, so I gotta put these little guys.
All right. This kid is taking
So what's your-
longer than I thought.
What's your feel? Yeah, Norm, you got to pick up the pace over there.
I'm working
That's
on
like
it.
a 270 piece kit. What the hell, man? You're better than this.
What were we just talking about before the eyeball incident?
We talked about Minecraft for a while, and we talked about comments and how one
Game of
should not
Thrones.
read them.
I know. I should just learn my lesson and be happy with the good stuff. And not
The thing I was saying is that there's
torture
a threshold of, like, I have to imagine like your Goodreads community is probably like the only people who are there are people who are grown-ups and actually want to interact
Right.
in a meaningful and mature way.
We had one troll recently, but the community kind of handled it.
Yeah, that's the situation we have on Tested, right? Like the community is small enough there that when people come in and behave poorly, then everybody else is just mean to them until they leave.
Yeah. And I like
or
letting
until they-
communities self-manage like that.
Yeah.
Like I think it's better for everyone that way.
I would much rather have that than have to come in and arbitrarily ban people for bad behavior.
Right.
Like I kind of figure if you have to ban somebody, you probably failed
Right.
at some point.
It's a personal failing. This is awesome.
How's it going? Is it going together? You getting your? Are you gonna have extra pieces, or are those the wings that are still to be built? It looks like.
I
maybe.
don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, he has fire.
Yes, fire.
Wow, that's awesome.
Our dragon
claws.
on Sword and Laser is named Lem.
Like Stanislaw?
Exactly.
Nice.
Yes. Good.
Hey,
good,
man.
Good reference catch.
I have never read my classic science fiction, but I am familiar with the names.
Well, the problem was that I couldn't finish Memoirs Found in the Bathtub.
That seems right.
And so to lem became a verb for
Oh.
not being able to finish a book because you didn't like it. And it makes me feel sad because he's such an amazing author and it's
says.
caught on. And now like I hear the term used, it's on Urban Dictionary. I hear the term used like in context outside of Sword and Laser and I'm like, holy shit, I invented a verb.
Bah. Wow, there's some nice depth of field on that camera. Oop, right there. Sorry, Joey.
He's like, where is it?
That's crazy. I was cleaning out my garage this weekend, as one does, and I found I divested of paper books a few years ago.
Okay.
And
that's
donated them
sad.
to the San Francisco Public Library for their book selling
Like
charity thing.
even your hardcovers?
I got rid of everything that wasn't signed by an author.
Okay.
Had personal nostalgic value.
Yeah.
Or was like super out of print and hard to find.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I kept maybe one relatively small bookshelf worth of books, and I got rid of all the paperbacks and all of the hardbacks that I was never going to read again, all that stuff, just
Gotcha.
because we needed to turn the library into a kid's room.
God, babies ruin everything.
They do.
God.
Don't tell the baby. She can hear you. the upshot is I was going through the garage and I found the 2 boxes of books that I saved.
Oh.
And in them were Gravity's Rainbow and the Augie March. What is that? The one's a Saul Bellow book and one's a Thomas Pynchon book.
Oh, okay.
And they're both like, when you look at those lists of the greatest science fiction of all time, they're both on this. Mm-hmm. And I've tried to read them 3 or 4 times at this point each. And I never got past the first.
Life is just
third.
too short to read books that you don't like.
It's not that I didn't like them. It's just that they started slow.
Yeah.
Like that's always my. Like, I'm good if it. Like I didn't read Cryptonomicon the first probably 3 times I tried, because it starts so spectacularly slowly. And I'm glad I eventually did. It ended up being an incredibly rewarding, like fabulous book that like impacted my life in a really positive way. However, so I always worry when I stop on stuff that that I'm doing the same thing again. So I'm going to tackle Gravity's Rainbow again. That's the long answer to this, to what wasn't even a question in the first place. But here we are.
I'm getting close.
Yeah, same here.
Are you going to name your dragon?
Well, he's Lem.
Oh, he's Lem.
He's going to have to be Lem.
But you finished him.
Well, I'm not. What do you mean?
Well, but I thought Lem was only the stuff that you didn't finish.
Oh, that's good.
You'll be here
Smart.
all week.
That was funny.
Not
like funny haha, it was like funny clever.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I have moments.
Yeah.
Ever so few.
I used to tell when Tom used to make bad jokes.
Tom Merritt?
Tom Merritt, when we were at CNET, I would look at him and I would say, "That was funny," and he'd be like, "Thank you." And it was just like and then when I left CNET, he was like, "I don't know when my jokes are funny anymore because there's no one there to tell me." And I'm like, "Well,
shade before shade."
Yeah.
Moo. I've got a cow now. She has udders.
Moo. Cow.
I've successfully built a barnyard.
You ever listen to that Judge John Hodgman episode about the cow thing?
No.
No.
They've heard his podcast.
You don't listen to Judge John Hodgman?
No.
That's pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
The first time I met him, it was backstage at a thing someplace.
This is wrong.
And I said, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you for your representation of nerds on the Mac and PC ads." Mm-hmm. And then he stopped talking to me. So.
What? Wait, what?
I referenced that I'm a Mac, I'm a PC.
Yeah.
The thing that made him famous.
The thing that made him, well, I don't know about that, but the thing that made him maybe more famous. And I think I offended him immediately, like within moments. I was sad.
He's a big Mac guy.
Well, I know, but I was just like, look, you're. I think that his portrayal of he's affable, I guess. Kind of. I mean, he played that character. That character played kind of hapless, but also very earnest and sweet. And I thought that it was a really nice portrayal of nerds, as opposed to the normal. It was a very human way to portray that character. It could have been. It could have gone the other way entirely. And he whether it was him or the marketing geniuses that work for Apple's PR company, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was very nice, and I told him that, and I think I made him sad.
Oh.
So I was sad. Now I'm
It's hard
sad.
when you have like a moment of like to talk to someone and
then you fuck it up.
you fuck it up, and then it's like, well,
That was
there
good.
goes that.
So you gotta have the fill notes ready. And a list of all the famous people you could potentially meet.
Right.
And the thing you would say to them.
The thing you would say to
one
them.
thing you
Do
get
you
to
do
say.
that?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's really super clever and smart.
But
Well,
one could do that.
The thing Adam told us when he was telling a story about meeting somebody that he was excited to meet was that, like,
What the hell?
when you're meeting somebody or when they're meeting you, like everybody involved is anxious about it, right? It's not
If they're, this is famous people among famous people.
even famous people, even like when we're walking around at PAX and we see people and people want to come up and talk to us, like I'm always anxious to make sure that that those people have a good interaction, right?
Yeah.
I want them to have fun. I want them to like spending 5 minutes talking to me or whatever it is. So everyone involved on both sides of that equation are anxious about the experience in one way or another, I think, which was a kind of revelation for me. I'd never considered it that way before.
Yeah, it's tough because
really meta conversation we're having.
It kind of is. I probably felt that way about meeting Adam. Like I was super nervous meeting Adam for the first time, and he's just so wonderful to talk to. He
you
makes
haven't
it really
spent that
easy.
much time with him, really. You know, he's okay.
He's all right.
He's fine.
But it's nice when you meet someone you really admire and they're the person you expect them to be. And like you said, I never want to be that person where they're like, oh wow, she was a real bitch. You know, and someone said that once.
What?
And they were like, oh, I met her at this thing and she was a real bitch. And I was like, actually, nobody came up to me at that thing. So you're lying.
No, so you're not even acknowledging the basic humanity.
Like,
Jesus, Veronica.
Well, he was a liar because I didn't meet anyone. And if I had met someone, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I was shooting something and I didn't have time to talk or like
that happens.
And I would have been very apologetic in that case. But I don't remember, at the time I remember thinking, like, I don't think I met anyone at that, or like nobody came up and said hi. And I was very baffled and very upset because I'm always trying to be like, I'm always excited when people come up and say hi. Like, that's really nice. I'm done.
Nice job.
Oh, I'm so close.
Does he flap?
He does.
Does
Do all sorts of stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. So the wings actually flap. Do the legs turn too?
They do.
Are they on a pivot?
They articulate, yeah.
Can you will he stand?
Maybe.
I'm asking all sorts of questions.
His arm is kind of like shorter than his his front legs are shorter than his back legs.
He's got the dinosaur problem.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get rid of all these extra. We did get a couple little extra pieces.
Yep.
So
There's
that's good.
always the chuff. Was that what is it they call it? What is it, the Lego
Cruft.
folk?
Not the cruft.
The craft.
No, there's a word for it. It's like extra bad. There's an acronym, I'm sure.
Yay.
You know, Lego folk.
I'm happy. I'm gonna take a picture
And I
of it.
believe
Do you have a sense of accomplishment?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you feel
For
like you
sure.
have done something productive this morning?
Yes.
Very good.
am also done. Whoa, this is awesome. I can actually fire pew-pews.
Pew 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 pew. Pew pew pew.
Pew. Oh, whoa.
Jesus!
That really shot out
Gee,
there.
you almost got my eye.
Holy
I
crap.
wish I'd been recording video on that.
I know. Well,
High
usually,
speed.
Usually when you're recording video and you're around, somebody's getting hit in the face.
Well, technically,
so.
I guess we are recording video on this, so.
What is this?
Yeah, we got
Smoked
video
cheddar?
happy. Smoked cheddar. Don't talk about cheddar. I'm really hungry.
I think it's about time for us to think about.
Well, let's show what we've made.
Okay.
This is
Let's show
Lem,
off.
the dragon.
I'm not sure you can call him Lem.
Okay, Drogon.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
Probably not. I hate everybody.
Sorry.
See, now he can also be a scorpion. You can see how the tail could also be like a scorpion tail.
Well, and he turns into a snake too.
Yeah, a snake or a scorpion.
That's
so.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like these creator sets. This is 31032 if you want to do that at home. Norm, I think we should show what we're going to build the rest of the week.
Well, I've built today a
Ooh.
beautiful snow speeder. I think this is a great little starter kit.
Boy, that is a
Oh
good
my
one.
god, it's sword and laser. Sword and laser is happening right now.
I just have freedom over here.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Patrick didn't get this into it.
Don't kill it! No!
Whoa!
No!
This is super cool.
That is a
projectiles.
cool gun shooter thing.
Why can't you shoot anything?
He shoots fire. He's fire coming out of his
It's like
mouth
it's right there.
now.
It doesn't shoot anywhere.
I think I liked him better with one eye. Then he had
Yeah.
a story to tell. He'd
Yeah.
seen some stuff, man.
He's seen some shit.
It's dark times, man. So this is day one. Norm, which snow speeder is that? Is that Hobby or Luke?
It's Luke because there's a lightsaber.
Oh, there's a lightsaber. And then you also built snow troopers with
And
the big
there's-
gun.
Amazing
God.
little snow trooper here.
Does he have a cape?
He has the.
Oh, he
does
has the
have
backpack.
That definitely has a little skirt. And then you actually can see his face.
Oh, he has a face.
I know. Trooper, great. And then he also has a little turret.
Oh, hold on. I had that toy. I had that Kenner toy when I was a kid. I probably know what it's called. I can't remember.
It's very nice.
Anyway,
And then what did you built two things.
I built the Lincoln Memorial, Honest Abe's house.
That's a great little thing that can go on our set.
You can see him. You can look right through. There he is. And he looks out into the reflecting pool and sees the perfect mirror image of the Washington Monument in the reflecting pool.
That must be very nice for him.
I think it's a good way to, he's just a marble statue.
Yeah.
So are we announcing what we're building for the rest of
I
the
think
week?
we should let people know. Oh, and I built a Minecraft barnyard. Hold on. We're not done.
And a Minecraft.
There's a sheep and a cow, and I have Steve and some skeletons down here. Steve,
Fantastic.
Minecraft Steve, with a shovel, and then a skeleton. and a little bit of water. I haven't gotten very far in that yet. But yeah, we should talk about what we're building for the rest of the week. This is going to be on tested.com. If you want to find out how to sign up, you can go to tested.com/membership. There's a ton of weeks of build, instructional videos with Frank, more Lego stuff, all sorts of good stuff there. You can see the entire list of everything at tested.com/premium. But to find out how to sign up, go to tested.com/membership. Norm, what are we building?
We're building not one thing like we did last time, but 3 different things.
3 things?
One,
Whoa.
the Lego spaceship. It's a spaceship!
That's
It's a
really
spaceship!
cool. That's the one from the Lego movie.
From the Lego movie.
Does it have the astronaut minifig?
Yes. Yes. Maybe?
I see him from here.
Yes, it has Charlie Day.
Cool. That was Charlie Day, really?
Yep.
I did not know.
You're building an AT-AT Walker.
The snowspeeder makes much more sense now.
And then finally, we're also building
Oh, I forgot about this guy. This is so cool. I'm so jealous.
the
So
Lego Creator.
one of the very first things I built was in this Lego Creator set as an adult, and it was the VW minivan, which is a great little thing. It has a place that you can take the roof off and open up all the doors, and it's really cool.
I love the little picnic basket.
Can't
That's
wait
the
to
best.
see. Yeah.
So come back tomorrow.
We'll have more.
Thanks, Veronica. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for watching, and we'll see you then on Tested.
Bye, guys.